While taking care of your physical health is absolutely a huge priority, equally as important is taking care of your mental health. Having your mental health in check is extremely important, especially with these polarizing times in our world. We especially need to normalize taking care of mental health in the world of music. For many years, we've heard the tragic stories of musicians and others in that space who have succumbed to mental health challenges when they otherwise felt there was nowhere else to turn. For more information and how to support this cause, visit Live Beyond on Instagram at live.beyond27 or on Facebook at Beyond27. Thank you for your support.
The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throb in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast recorded this on Wednesday night, actually, January 14th, 2026. It is, once again, another Stu Gainer report with our man, Kyle effing Nash. Kyle, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Pete? First of all, leave it to you to find another opportunity to make it more difficult to come on your goddamn show and carry it for you again. Like, it's one thing when I jump on and can just make fun of you, Will, because you're clearly far more ignorant in both the NFL, well, actually all three, the NFL and college football, and now the NBA as well. Then your only defense that you have left is to then come out and do a read for a noble call. What's the name of the thing again?
Live Beyond.
Live Beyond. You come out here talking about mental health for musicians and having a noble cause to now where you do everything I can to try to make me look like the asshole for talking shit on you because you had a noble cause. You're desperate to overcome me here on this Earnestly Speaking podcast tonight, sir.
Okay, Kyle. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, listen, I come out with the roast saying that's real cool that you're participating and promoting that, sir.
Shout out to my friend and my former band manager for my days of playing on the band, Monica Slazinski, for she asked me to do this as a favor, and I told her I'd run this for her for a while. So I believe in this too, also especially. So anyway,
lots of people that can read bass clef, I support you, sir.
That's right. That's right. All right,
music for you motherfuckers.
All right, we got a lot to get to today. Obviously, wild card weekend in the books. We'll get to the letter grades for all 6 teams that got eliminated.
Right.
So divisional weekend predictions. Then I also want to, Kyle, with you, I want to power rank the 9 vacant jobs in the NFL right now, head coaching jobs rather. Okay, and then of course
another thing that's going to be real awkward that I do power rankings better than you as well on your own fucking show.
Which is funny. You for 15 years we know each other. You've always criticized the rankings I do, but you never have your own rankings. This is technically your first time doing.
Hold on. And why is that, Ernest Christian? Why don't I have my own power rankings?
Because I don't know, actually.
Because I'm too fucking busy trying to be prepared for actual press rooms to do actual analyst shit. But
to be fair, brother, you're the, but we know this. You're the journalist of the show. I'm the gas bag.
Whoa.
I'm the gas bag.
Shit.
Analyst, journalist, I'm the gas bag. I'm the gas bag. So it's all good. And of course, we'll preview the national title game, Indiana Miami, which will take place on Monday, down here at the Orange Bowl. So, well, not the Orange Bowl, but not the Orange Bowl. Technically, it's going to be.
It's in that general space. Yes,
we can at Shark Stadium. What the fuck they call it now? Pro Player Stadium. Whatever they call it now. Where the Dolphins play, bro. So anyway, wild card weekend takeaways. I'll keep it simple. Yeah. Okay, Rams, Panthers.
Rams Panthers. You're cutting in and out a little bit, so I will say this.
Oh, sorry.
You're experienced, and we talk a lot, you and I, about the physics of division games, and also when teams just happen to have another team's number, right? You know, there was a period of time where the Falcons, the fraud cons as we know them here on Earnestly Speaking, would have the 49ers number, and that was just a tough outing. Okay.
Yeah.
The Panthers were that this year for the Rams, and they threatened. And then the Rams were like, no, enough of this. John Matthew Stafford finding a young tight end. That outcome of him making that big catch is probably the most Rams thing I could think of. Not Puka Nacua winning it. No. Puka Nacua is who you're worried about. They beat you with somebody else. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a broken record from my analysis with my personal champion, Travis D. Holmes, on the Duval Dive podcast after that London game where,
right.
You know, Devontae Adams carved them up when the Rams were supposed to be in trouble because they didn't have Puka, right? But, you know, I feel like the Rams are just the most complete team. Credit to the Panthers for even flirting with it. I didn't think it would be that close. Bryce Young, I don't know how much he's evolved, but let's give credit to the coaching staff there. Ted McMillan making a campaign to at least have people think he's the obvious Rookie of the Year candidate. And I like that a receiver is getting that much dap for an award. You don't normally see that, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what more I can add to than that. The statement you made over the weekend about this being among the better wild card weekends we've seen, certainly since the seventh seed was a thing, which we both hate. But yeah, it's a good weekend of football, and I say weekend specifically because I knew that Monday night game would be tough.
Yeah,
and we'll leave it at that.
All right. Bears over the Packers once again. A big comeback. Your takeaway from that one?
Boy, howdy, let me tell you. We've had the conversation about the Bears looking for the new quarterback of the franchise since Sid Luckman. I think Caleb Williams has become that dude. Ben Johnson's in the conversation for Coach of the Year, and he proved why. I don't know that I buy into, hey, let's fire LaFleur from the Packers suggestion. I would evoke the Marvin Lewis defense in Cincinnati when he went to the playoffs 4 straight times, didn't win a game. They fired him, and then they got awful until they got Joey Burrow back, basically. So I think that's in play for the Packers, especially for an NFC North that's highly competitive, right? All the Vikings have to do is pull their heads out of their butts, move off of the mistake that is J.J.
All 4 teams had a win record this year at the end of the year.
Correct.
All 4 teams.
There's only one division I think there may be more difficult to try to evolve in, and we'll get into that in the coaching report card. More on that later. But shouts to Big Jim, Huddle Up Podcast. But I mean, the Packers, it never should have been that close. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm concerned that it keeps happening that way. But let's be honest. How many prayers were told during that game? It's no accident the new Pope's from Chicago. Okay? Da Pope. That's basically my analysis for this.
All right. Sunday games. Bills escape. Duval beat the Jaguars. Your takeaway.
Thank you for being the only human being to say that they escape and not make this into some heroic bullshit by Josh Allen. Okay? And I'm on record saying this both on the Mark Moses show and the Duval Dive, that Josh Allen, not to say he was bad, 80% completion percentage, clearly. He turned a tush push into a 9-yard gang in the most embarrassing outing I've seen by a defensive front.
For real.
Certainly in recent history. I talked about it at length with my personal champion, Travis D. Holmes, just this past week. Wednesday night specifically on the Duval Dive YouTube channel and podcast. But the point that I've made since post-game Sunday is if Josh Allen's performance in that playoff game isn't a case study on why the term game manager should not be a quarterback slur, it's that. There isn't a better example, is what I mean to say. 80% completion, less than 300 yards, no turnovers, right? And still leads the Jags to victory. And the only thing that really sank the Jags, I know that people are going to talk about Trevor Lawrence had 2 interceptions. Well, first of all, one of them was right at the end of the game.
Right.
When the defense couldn't hold the line after Trevor Lawrence had what could have been a game-winning drive, right? What was the moniker for the weekend, my guy? Take the fucking points. I said as much post Duval Dive Live. I will continue to say it moving forward. I'm pretty sure. Take the points, especially in the playoffs, especially when your defense is having to do battle with Josh Allen. The one, well, Justin Herbert's legit. We'll get to that in a minute, I'm sure. I know people are going to crap on him, very ignorantly so. But when easily the best quarterback in the AFC, if not the entire playoffs remaining, is Josh Allen.
Without question.
And and granted, I've said it all throughout the year too. This new Jacksonville Jaguars front office, be it, Liam Cohen, James Gladstone, Jimmy Stones, as he's come to know as the new GM, Tony Pacelli, the Jags' only Hall of Famer, former offensive lineman, is the EVP. They've said up front that they're going to be bold, all this. Well, bold bit them in the ass. And that's an awful lot of Jaguars analysis, because all the Bills did was not fuck it up, which is the essence of game management. Your boy, Thomas Edward Patrick Bieber Brady, made a career of being a game manager, but because it's a slur, they don't call him that. And I'm going to say something I'm not sure I've said on your show before, EJ Christian. You know what the founding version of game management is? Bill Walsh's West Coast offense. Who's most famous for running that?
Joseph Clifford Montana.
My fucking guy knows.
That's what I'm saying. By the way,
this is why game management isn't a slur. Go ahead, guys.
Do you agree? 20-point in the game for me was the 4th and 2. They converted. Then McDermott challenged, and they reversed. If they convert that first down, they're likely to score a touchdown there. Go up 14-3. Momentum's on Jacksonville's way. I don't see Buffalo coming back. It feels like that was the turning point where the Bills came back, went down 90-something yards for a touchdown, went up 10-7. And while the Jaguars were in the game all the way through, it never felt they could pull away. If they scored there in that drive,
no team felt like they could pull away until that final drive by Josh Allen, because Josh Allen did Josh Allen shit. What I think the turning point is, and I'm pretty sure my personal champion and co-host Travis T. Holmes would agree, was the long ball by Brandon Cooks. That put them in position and made that offense feel like they had momentum to basically clear out the game at that point. And you mentioned that 4th and 2. Obviously, it's a high point. I don't know if it's the high point. Which, again, to your point, you heard the lead of take the fucking points. I've answered your question already.
There you go. All right. Probably biggest upset of the weekend. The Niners beat the Eagles. Once again, I'm a new Super Bowl champion. Your takeaway, buddy. Aren't you happy? Look at you. Now, folks, I know this already on the show. Listen to this report for the last 13, 14 fucking years. Your personal favorite team is the Niners. So
correct. Yeah. I listen. Shit. I don't care how many Super Bowls Kyle Shanahan does or doesn't win, because he's clearly already lost 3. Am I right? But
yeah. Wait, are you counting the Falcons?
I'm counting the Falcons. Correct.
Yeah, you count the Falcons.
I was about to add that in, because if I say that, well, Kyle, he's only been to 2 with the Niners. Yes, bitches, 28-3. You have to fucking count that shit.
Yeah.
Right. He gets blamed for that, even though his play call worked. Somebody held and effed up the rotation. It's Devontae Freeman not blocking the blitzer and instead going out to cause the turnover that let the Patriots recover the fumble. But nobody remembers that part. Anyways, I digress.
Of course.
If nothing else, he's going to be in line for a shit ton of motivational speaking gigs. How is this team even showing signs of life?
Hello.
When I saw the halftime score getting out of the Duval Dive Live postgame covering the elimination of the Jags and saw the Niners were only down 13-10, shock is my only reaction. I expected this to be the opportunity for the Eagles and A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts even to show me what it is that Philly fans keep trying to cram down my throat of how great you are and how you're going to repeat and yada, yada, yada. You can't even do this. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I'm going to make a parallel to another team in golden helmets in last year's college football runner-up, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, right? The last episode for now that I did of the Student of the Game podcast was with our own, the evil twin himself, right? Who talked about, Sean, of course, talked about with me about Notre Dame getting through the college football playoff. I said that the Irish that year was what I call the bar setting team.
Right.
We keep hearing about all these other teams that year, Penn State, basically anybody on the slate that Notre Dame beat on their way up there. And frankly, the team they lost to in eventual championship, the Ohio State Buckeyes, right? If you're supposed to be worthy of a championship, you should be able to beat a Notre Dame. If you didn't, you told on yourself. Okay? If you can't beat a banged up Niners team, you're telling on yourself. And the Eagles clearly did that. Now, all the idiots out there blaming Jalen, what I'm going to say hurts. He's not the problem.
I see what you did there.
Talent, bitch.
By the way, a banged up Niners team that got even more banged up during the game and still won. Just saying. Okay. By the way, let's remove Andy Reid for a second on this conversation.
Yeah.
There's a real case that Kyle Shanahan's best coach in football. There's a real case for it.
Yes. I think the general consensus will put McVay ahead of him.
Because he has the ring.
Not even that. Not even that. Although to your point with the way certain, shall we say, box score watchers like the Emmanuel Achos and LaShawn McCoys of the world, air quotes, analyze football. Richard Sherman, who analyzes football by not even watching the games, in his comments to the Jacksonville Jaguars, for example, I said what I said. That's me defending Travis D. Holmes. I know I'm going after a former Niner there, but I digress. Obviously Andy Reid is the pinnacle. You already know how I feel about him.
Yes.
And doing all that. I think you say it best. The conversation and the argument starts there. I would need to know the criteria before I start grading. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Well, I think maybe one of these episodes over the summer, we'll do a top 10 rankings as coaches.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I have a different train of thought on this, man. I'm a guy that thinks Larry Miller is a better NBA coach than Phil Jackson. I said what I said.
Come on, that leader. All right. Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. Your takeaway?
If you need a game that better demonstrates how important an offensive line is, I can't find a better one than this. Sean Slater, Joe Alt-Delete, both gone for the year, and Justin Herbert already needed to be repaired. And there's so many ignorant people out there. Oh, Justin Herbert showed that he's not the one. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Chances are, if you're making that analysis, you're a fan of a team that would kill for a Justin Herbert. You know what else you are? Somebody who would also kill for a better offensive line, probably. So, and I'll say this, and I know I am previously on the Bolt Blitz Uncut, and that conversation throughout was the failure to get depth at the position for the Los Angeles Chargers, right? And that was exposed. There's a reason why they moved on. Even I don't agree that they moved on from their offensive coordinator. Him showing versatility to move off of the normal run style and kind of accommodate dealing with the loss of the offensive line. I don't understand that part. Moving on for the O-line coach, cool. But those are things that had to happen, I believe, to have the Harbaugh experiment work. Yeah. And let's be clear, year 2 and back-to-back double-digit wins in a world where Patrick LaVon Mahomes II is the thing, where Sean Payton is another coach in your division. Buddy.
Yeah.
That's I'll put it this way. Imagine how competitive that division would be if the Raiders ever actually got their shit together. It won't happen for a while, but I digress.
Yeah. And finally, Monday Night Football, the Texans demolish the Steelers 30-6 for takeaway there.
Boy, howdy, did the Texans get exposed on how offensively inept they are.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's somebody here on this podcast that's not me that tried to tell me about CJ Stroud winning 3 playoff games. Hey, you know what? I was once in a place where I saw snow. I wasn't in Florida when it happened. Do you catch my meaning?
Was it the producer? Hey, was it producer Ron?
Was
it producer? Was it my producer said that? What the fuck?
Yeah. No, it's the driver for your security van, bitch. No. Listen. And obviously, I reference you bringing it up in our group chat with the Huddle Up crew. But just because you're at Disneyland doesn't mean you get to see Mickey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
And by the way, this isn't an anti-CJ Stroud rant. Not at all. I think CJ Stroud is a good quarterback. I think that the Texans are going to have a very difficult time paying the bejesus out of him in a couple years. But
probably next year, because year 3 is coming to an end. And that's when you start thinking about extensions. Yeah.
You're on my page.
Yep.
And then when you also consider that you basically thrashed his offensive line in the offseason, you parted with Laramie Tunsil.
Right.
And did all that wrong. That defense bailed you the F out in the back half of the year, right? Both the Jags and the Texans went on a goddamn tear at the end of the season. And as obnoxious as I think Texans fans are, I'm kidding.
They have fans. That's awesome.
What's that?
Yeah, they have fans. That's awesome. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking. Come on.
Oh, no, I know. It was still funny.
Yeah.
That Texans defense is dangerous. Like, I know people are talking about, oh, they're as good as the Ravens and the Legion of Boom. Let's pump the brakes just a bit. But with the commonality I see is CJ Stroud being Russell Carrington Wilson, kind of being carried by that group.
Yeah.
So and to CJ Stroud's credit, people talk about regressing to the mean, which he did early on, then he got hurt. He also performed back up to the mean after slumping for a while and is playing better than he did earlier in the year, and that has to be acknowledged. By the way, I'm still waiting for the comparison memes between him and Daniel Jones, because you'll find it shocking how similar his numbers are to Trevor Lawrence at that period in his career. But nobody wants to talk about facts. It ruins their narrative.
That's true. All right, is it the final games? Again, we have six teams that will eliminate this weekend. All right, first team here. First
great time. That's right.
You're right. Carolina Panthers end of the year 8-9. What grade are you getting them?
I mean, I got to give them a B. I can't go full A because there's still clear weakness. Basically, the only reason they survived is that Tampa refused to take the division by the horns. Mikhail, so did the Falcons. Bitch, they're the fraud cons. That's why I don't count it. Okay,
right.
Shout Scanny Thompson. But no, the Panthers were there because the Bucks failed to take advantage of the situation. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line, because Student Cold said so's. I don't know.
Cold said so.
That's from the hip. That's the best I got. So listen, but here's the thing. Like, the reason why I go B, and I can even be talked to a B plus, is because they performed the way they did and showed me light that I didn't think they had against the Rams in that playoff game.
Yeah. I straddled to a B and B minus.
Yeah.
Because any other division, they're not even in the playoffs. Any other division, not in the playoffs.
Exactly.
So
it's a losing record, for Christ's sake.
So you can't get an A for doing something that, okay, well, did you do better than you probably supposed to this year? For me, slightly. I had the over on 6.5 wins this year. So they did better. But again, any other division, they're not in the playoffs. So I went B minus because they did have a chance to clinch this thing weeks before this and didn't do that. But is it still a good year? Yeah, absolutely. Still a good year. And they almost beat the Rams in the playoff game. And look, if they won that game with the Rams, maybe it is an A minus, because then now you got a playoff win on top of it.
By default, you got to give him respect, because it's not just the playoff win; it's knocking off the Rams, which are a rather complete team,
a Super Bowl contender. So yeah. All right, next team here, the Green Bay Packers, who finished the year 9-7-1.
Can I tell you, this might be the hardest team to grade Like out of all of them?
Probably for you, not for me.
Oh shit. Okay. But you go from tying the fucking Cowboys to sneaking into the playoffs. And I get it. People that are the 7th seed constantly disappoint people, which is weird. Like, you know, not losing is something that people criticize. More on that later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard for me to get excited about the Packers. But they made the playoffs. They did what they were supposed to do in a division where the Bears were up and coming. Like literally every team took a step upward except for the Vikings that insisted on making J.J. McCarthy a thing, even though I'm going full Lucifer Morning Star and saying, I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen, that he's never really been asked to carry shit. Like Sam Darnold was asked to carry things sooner and more often than J.J. McCarthy was.
Yeah.
Of course, the problem was that the Jets and the Panthers both sucked at the time he was playing there. But you know.
Ooh, you just freeze? I think it's froze. Hold on a second. Kyle, I think you froze, like literally froze.
Your face is frozen.
There you go. No, that was good. That was good. It froze.
See, this is the quality hosting. Like, see, normally when he blinks out, I keep going technology. And carry his show for him.
Hold on, this is technology. Did I freeze too?
You did. And he points it out during the show. So instead of us presenting football content,
you were literally talking and literally you stopped talking and literally heard nothing for like 10 seconds.
See, like I'm even talking shit on how he brings up.
Hey, this is raw and uncut. Love it.
Raw
and uncut.
When did you move up north, kid? Anyways,
that's right.
I mean, at least you're not doing your Trump impression again. So
not yet.
Don't be rude. No.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm looking. I bet you're looking forward to the first NFL game in China. Anyways, no.
China.
The
Packers are so frustrating.
I'm gonna put them at a C. I know Packers fans are gonna. It's hard for me to criticize that when you lose Micah Parsons, when you've had the adversity you've had in a division that's not easy. And I didn't really have expectations of them because I didn't know what the beep to think. Oh, wait, I'm on your show. I didn't know what the fuck to think.
There you go.
So.
Well, you're nicer than me.
Here, Curse is cursing.
You're nice.
It's a more complete analysis. You're just a giant hater, but go ahead.
I'm not a hater because 1 minute I have them Super Contenders. Next minute, 2 weeks later, I have them.
Hold on. Don't blame them for your shitty analysis. That is not fair.
They came out the gate.
At no point were
they came out the gate guns a-blazing, Kyle.
Oh, God.
And then they fall apart.
You're forcing me to call them frauds because your analysis is bad.
So even though the Micah thing is a thing, and I'm with you on that, the issues they had was already there before Micah even got hurt. So, and then, and again, you had 2 Bears games in a row, two times in a 4-week span, play out the same exact way. Double-digit lead late in the game, blown the lead. In Silver Field.
That's fair, but I'm not in the business of demoting another team for somebody else being great. It's the same reason I'm not mad at the Niners for losing the Patrick LeBron Mahomes the second twice in the Super Bowl. It's Patrick LeBron Mahomes the fucking second.
I can argue that this loss can be pinned just as much as the Bears winning it as the Packers losing this game on Saturday.
Go on.
So I gave him a D because to me, I had him win the division this year.
And then you all excited to give somebody the D.
Love the D. Love the D.
Oh my God, clip that. 28-57 for those that are.
Thank you. All right, next one. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who finished the year 13-4.
Bitch, if you don't say A+, you're just wrong.
I have A+, actually. I have A+ right here. A+.
I think that I mentioned the Packers being the hardest to grade, and don't call me a homer. Don't be that guy. I covered
no, of course not.
Okay, I have been crapping all over their front office for a while. Why? Because I suffered the trauma previously as an actual fan when Trent Baalke ruined the fucking Niners franchise for a while when he pushed Jim Harbaugh at the door. That guy that's now getting the Chargers to be successful in certain places. More on that later.
And Michigan for a little while.
Oh, that whole national championship thing. No big deal. It's not like we have Michigan fans listening to this. Shouts to Jim Neese.
But hey, Baalke.
Thank you. Man, listen. You're rough when your nickname in certain circles is Littlefinger. Okay.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Game of Thrones, fucking do it. Anyways,
Yeah, I have. You already know I have. So
it's an A. Liam Cohen is an absolute just sensation as a first-year head coach.
Mm-hmm.
What Campanelli has done to this defense, exposing Ryan Nielsen, last year's defensive coordinator, for running his shit like a friggin' hockey coach, rotating guys out that often, right? My gosh, Janet Jackson looks at him and feels clothed at halftime with Justin Timberlake. You catch my meaning? Yeah. And both coordinators, Kevin Udinski offensively, Anthony Campanelli defensively, are now getting head coaching job looks from the Browns for Udinski and the Dolphins at the time of this recording for Campanelli.
Mm-hmm.
If that is,
I went A plus. I would harden you. A plus.
Yeah,
that's
I could keep going,
14,
but
13-4 is a massive turnaround. I mean,
9 games.
Yes, and in a good division this year too. Also,
well, in an improved division, and also 5 of those wins, playoff teams. Mm-hmm. And the reason why it's not 6 EJ Christian is because they knocked the Colts out of the fucking rotation with Uncle
Bingo.
Phil, aka Old Man Rivens at quarterback.
Right.
Bro.
Before I go to the next team, I want you to play. I want to play a video of Liam Cohen's press conference and a lot of controvery about Lynn. What was her name? Lynn
Jones. Shit. Yes, sir.
Lynn Jones, and what she said to Liam Cohen at the end of the year. Here's a clip, quick.
Hey, Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press News. I just want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank you.
You hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
And you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right?
You,
you keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. I don't want to belabor too much time on this topic, but given the fact that you covered the Jaguars and have for quite a while now, so you have a little more appreciation to this specific situation than pretty much any media member outside of the Duval bubble. Want your quick thoughts on this? That's all.
Ain't nothing quick about this, EJ Christian. That's the problem. Like it's okay. So first of all, there's the actual, and I mentioned some of this on the Duval Dive, by the way. And Travis has some good things to say as well, as somebody who is actively working in that room where I was there 2 years ago and hope to be back very soon. As a rule, I'll lead with this. I wouldn't do it the way she did it.
Right.
I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm saying I wouldn't do it the way she did it. Okay. Look at Liam Cohen's face in the clip. When she comes out, he hears the positive. He's waiting for the other shoe to drop, and then the smile kind of curls up and leans into it. And I think the way, I'll speak for my personal champion as best I can, but the term he used was auntie, right? As a day walker who's invited to the barbecue, I can uniquely speak that auntie, when she does positive things to you, make you smile. You're allegedly black. You know what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
Listen, it's because you do one of the best Trump impressions I've heard as a black man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. So is Godfrey. Godfrey's, you ever see Godfrey's person?
Hey, that shit's, listen, you were the best Trump impression by a black man I'd ever heard until I heard that.
Yes.
Bruh. Anyways, that we could do a whole podcast on how good that shit is. Let me tell you.
That's what the offseason is for, buddy.
It's facts of the case. Listen, but getting back on Lynn Jones, I know that both sides, there are 2 clear sides, and I'm not making this political, though, because it's you and you talk politics on your show. I will say that people have tried to make this a black thing, and it's not, in my opinion.
Not even close.
And while Lynn Jones is a prominent figure in black media in Jacksonville, which talking about anything black in Jacksonville is a whole other conversation for those that deal in North Florida, aka South Georgia. Trust me. What she's doing and having done it for 4 decades matters. Okay.
Yeah.
Lead with that. Don't call her new press. Don't call her fake media. Though, granted, I have a bigger problem with her talking to, I think it was Todd Bowles with Tampa about the weather conditions going to Detroit, which is an indoor stadium, than anything she did here in Duval. Let me be clear.
Right.
Everybody seems to have forgotten that's the same person. But she's an actual journalist. Right. You use the big J with me, and I refuse to accept it. She is an actual journalist. The fact that she did what she did the way she did it, is what has certain people up in all arms and other people exploring, right? We see Marcus Spears, Spears, say, and I quote, Kevin Tulo's ass need to be gone. Nobody flinches. We see LaShawn McCoy say, Dak is ass. As, and I'm going to air quote this for those that are listening to the podcast, right? Analysis. She says something positive, people are up in arms. What in the entire fuck are we doing here? Then there's another aspect that's practical to this, right? Mm-hmm. Because media's gotten bigger, because the NFL has kind of kept people at arm's length further, and access is more difficult, right or wrong, that's just the facts of the case. The opportunity to have a human moment with a coach is more difficult than ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? There used to be a rapport with reporters and coaches and players like that. That was a lot more personal. And now, because clickbaiters exist and that's a whole thing, and I'm not acknowledging that, air quote, there's not new media elements that do stupid shit. They exist. They make life difficult for me and me, the analysts trying to make something themselves, or the Lynn Joneses who were well tenured and actually good enough to evolve with the craft. This chick's got white hair and she's being called new media. It's fucking great. I hope I get called new media when I'm 4 decades in. Holy shit.
Yeah. And here's the deal. Media's evolving, man. It's been evolving for a long time.
Exactly. But that's the thing. And the part that people miss, and I make this point on the Duval Dive, the part that people miss is media's role. Yes, obviously they're supposed to be chroniclers of what's going on. But the part that Lynn Jones and media, in my opinion, should do is help the team, because keep in mind, this is a transaction, not just a job, right? Is help the team keep the pulse of what the public's thinking about them. And Lynn Jones did that in that press conference today. And that's the part that people are missing. That's
beautiful. The way you put it together. I like that.
Now, I'll say this much. It would have been nice if she framed a question somewhere in there.
Yes. But that's the thing. It wasn't a question, though. She made a statement.
Yeah. That's my only issue, is if she had phrased a question in there somewhere, that would have been nice. Like, it's you the one, Duval. How do you plan on keep building next year? Just fucking throw something in. Play the charade. Adhere to the protocol that we all do. And I say we all as somebody who's in multiple press rooms, right? I'm not there right now in Jacksonville, but I have been in the past. The Orlando Magic,
right?
More than a score of bowl games I've covered. UCF, whatever. Just frame a fucking question. That's all you had to do. So that's my literally my only critique.
Right. All right, next team here, the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions, no more. End of the year 11-6. What grade to give them?
It's not that they're a bad team, but they're clearly disappointing, right? I don't think there's a middle ground there. I'm going to go.
Do it.
Their division isn't particularly competitive, is it? Like the Cowboys flirted with pretending. The Red Tails, sorry. Yeah, exactly. That's a great take. I mean, for a Cowboys fan, that's very based view. I appreciate your self-reflection.
Asshole.
You walked right into it. You know you did.
I know. It's okay. This is the gig we do here, bro. Come
on. The Red Tail, Commanders injuries were their problem. Like when you lose both Jalen Daniels and Scary Terry, that's a whole goddamn thing. And don't get me started on Deebo Samuel trying to proclaim he's not injury. Not that he said this, but if you don't think Deebo Samuel is injury prone, you've not been paying attention.
Oh, come on now.
I say as a Niners guy, right?
Yeah.
And the Giants. I'm sure glad I'm not talking to a Giants fan right now. Right. But bro, listen. Let's cut the bullshit for a minute. Cam Scatterboo's fun to watch. I don't give a shit. So anyways, with that in mind, we'll be talking about the Giants plenty later. More on that later.
Eagles. Just do it.
C+.
I don't even want to do it. No.
C+.
Ooh, no. I went D. No.
Of course you did. You went D.
Number
you
one.
Always go D, don't you?
Number one, they underwhelmed this season as is. Okay. I had winning at least 13 games.
But you said 11 wins. You get a D for 11 wins?
Yeah. A team that still won 14.
I'm just posing the question, my guy.
And then win a single playoff game on top of that. And lost to the banged up Niners. What more do you want?
Well,
the AJ Brown thing is a thing that you didn't fire Patullo weeks ago. The issue with Patullo was there from the word go.
We've given teams that haven't made the playoffs in A. Like, that's a thing. Facts
because of their expectations, though.
Okay, and that's
different teams, different expectations.
Speaking of which, fuck up your narrative, but you had a good answer, and I'll grant.
Speaking of which, though, did you see the young Eagles fan on the road after the game, out in the street, giving his take on the Eagles after the game?
No,
check this out. Check this out.
All right.
Huge letdown. This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
Oh no! You probably would have got a head full, huh?
Yeah, probably. I'm feeling two of two things. A, I want AJ Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, AJ, but like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at like the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Why do you say that?
Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side he's cooking, one half he's cooking, and the other half is completely raw.
Oh my God! That was pretty good though.
Scared of him? You know who needs to be scared of him?
Who's that?
Bill Simmons, because there's actual sports analysis there. Anyways,
honestly, yes, I agree.
Hey, dude,
I see that kid doing sports media very soon.
Shit, he can come on the Duval Dive and talk some shit whenever he wants. Fuck, that's really good by that kid.
Patullo put in burgers. Well, he did get fired though.
Cooked on one side, raw on the other. He got fired. I sure as fuck hope so. And by the way, for any Eagles haters out here, I know you're not one of them because you cheer for 47 teams.
Calm down, buddy. They ain't one of even if it was 47 teams, they ain't one of 47. That's for damn sure.
Allegedly. You know what you need to watch out for? You need to watch out for Mike McDaniel fucking around and ended up being the OC there.
That'll be a fantastic pickup for them. It's something he can do is coach offense. That's for damn sure.
Because we know Sirianni can't. Too soon. But I talk shit, but like I appreciate first of all having asked questions of Nick Sirianni personally a few years back when they were at the Super Bowl that they lost to Patrick Mahomes II in Phoenix. There, what is that? Set 57. His approach and philosophy of building in the trenches out, of course, I support it. But being based enough to know that you need a coordinator to be successful is a thing. I appreciate that the Eagles franchise understands, bruh, you had your chance to get an offensive coordinator. You should be revoked of those privileges. And I think Stephen A. Smith actually give the dude credit for talking Philly sports. Well, it's almost as if he wrote for the Inquirer or something. Right. I miss, quite frankly, so much. That was back when he was still a journalist.
Great show.
A personality.
Great show.
I mean,
when I still watch him sometime on YouTube. So
when people tell me or ask me what I think Stephen A. was at his best, I think him interviewing Allen Iverson is my answer.
Totally agree with you on that. Totally agree with him. And then even one of Kobe was really good.
Did you see what I did there?
That was fantastic, Kyle.
But that all being said, I mean, moving on from Patullo clearly seems to be, the low hanging fruit. As somebody who doesn't cover the Eagles super closely, I get it, and I get Sirianni needs that support. I think Mike McDaniel is very compelling, and who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'll say this outright too before we get into the coaching piece. Outright, I know we're going to have a segment on that. Mm-hmm. Can we stop talking about Coach Freeman and fucking Notre Dame? He's not leaving.
I think it's dead now.
The fuck up.
I think that died. I think that's dead after like a couple weeks ago.
I don't know. I keep seeing it pop up somewhere. I just need a platform because I don't have the Student of the Game podcast anymore to fucking do it. Stop asking.
No,
it's
I agree.
Not a thing.
Yeah, I think I died.
It.
Yeah, I think I died a couple weeks ago, actually.
I think even Notre Dame fans that listen to you, yes, shouts Jim Nees, will understand. He's not leaving. Shut the fuck up. Okay, go ahead.
No shitty. All right.
Facts.
The San Diego Chargers. Yes, San Diego. Who finished the year 11-6. What'd you get them?
So the thing about the Los Angeles Chargers is they started so strong and injuries effed them. There's a case to be made for incomplete. I'm not going to do that here. Because Justin Herbert did some amazing fucking shit.
Absolutely.
And if he didn't need hand surgery, he was current. How many times have I been on this show talking about him, about the diss that is not him that is him not being discussed as an MVP candidate. It's fucking stupid. Like, but yeah, with all that in mind, the miss of not having depth at the offensive line, the defense up front being questionable at times. Granted, part of that was injury, Khalil Mack missed time, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to go B.
Ooh. I went C. I wanted to go a little higher because of injuries, but then...
hold on. He comes out swinging. Okay? They beat Patrick Mahomes II twice, and you're giving them a C?
That's not saying much this year, though. They stunk.
Well, right, but they did it before it was cool.
They were the first to do it, actually, too, also, to be fair.
And they did it with limited personnel later as well, by the way.
Right. So they started a year of great. Then they slumped in the middle, like the middle of the year. Then they came back again. And they slumped again at the end of the year. So
let me help you. Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt-Delete, Najee Harris.
No, I get it.
Mario Hampton, Khalil Mack is just a portion of the injuries they faced.
No, I get that. I went C because of the fact that they did everything I thought they would do this year. They would do. They won 11 games, what I had predicted to win. I'm gonna
stop you right there. If they did everything you thought they would do while having all those injuries, what you're saying is they're basically like the 49ers and were unfazed and still won the fucking game.
The difference, though, and again, it is the injuries that cost them this. Yes, I agree. They didn't win the playoff game. I thought they won at least one playoff game this year.
The fuck does that matter? It's because of the injuries they didn't win the playoff game, dude. What are we doing here?
Okay, C plus.
Motherfucker. Yeah, wow.
You said B. You said B. C plus.
I said B. If you can't get to B minus, your disrespect for the lack of an offensive line is palpable.
All right, last team here, Steelers.
Your boy Eli ain't nothing without an O-line. I said what I said.
That's true. No one's unless Aaron Rodgers in his prime. Steelers 10-7.
Fuck. Did you think they were winning 10 games?
Did you think they were winning? I thought they'd be between 9 and 10. Yes.
So your correct answer is actually maybe. Because you said
I thought.
Well, if I average between 9 and 10 and 9.5, it's 9.5. So your answer is
basically what I'm saying. Mikey T is having another winning record. That's the whole point. He's getting a winning record.
Yeah, and he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach, whether people like it or not.
Darn right.
Later. I'm gonna go B minus here because I really thought this was gonna be a catastrophe. You say you thought you got 9 wins out of them. Bro, listen, we've had the conversation about how disappointing the Ravens were. You and I both thought that a healthy Joey and a Ravens team meeting expectations would have them third in an AFC North division that we expected to be a fucking dogfight. And it wasn't. And they took that shit by the horns. Granted, it was a missed kick that decided everything, details. But the fact they were that close as a team that we would have both had third matters. Yeah.
I went C plus also on this one.
I can,
like I said, but
it's a bigger,
like I said.
So they're C plus, but you're gonna shit on the LA Chargers. Come the fuck on, dude.
Chargers are better team than they.
But
they
they're
let me down
still
a
not
bit.
better than a C. Fucking whatever.
Yeah. All right, let's speed through these predictions real quick. Bills Broncos. Who wins?
That's interesting. It really depends entirely on how Bo Nix plays.
Thank you. I agree with you. I don't trust him. Sorry.
Because what we learned here, and I mentioned the game manager thing, we know he can do it because he did it against the Jags. If Josh Allen does it again against this Broncos defense, holy shit. That being said, man, I'm going to pick the Broncos, full aware that I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Niners Seahawks, who wins?
It's the Seahawks. The Niners are just too beat the fuck up.
Agreed.
God,
totally agree.
Brock Purdy has made me feel silly. If you had told me that he would have back-to-back games late in the season,
likewise,
with 5 touchdown passes, I'd tell you to put the drugs down. Call HR. You need to be fucking tested.
He's officially top. Like he wasn't before. He is now for me. He's top 10 in the league now.
Let's pump the fucking brakes.
We'll take that conversation down the during the offseason. All right, Texas Patriots. Oh, sorry.
He's done more to earn his contract signing than I thought he would.
Okay. Texas Patriots. Who wins?
Texans.
Okay.
Texans.
And finally,
the Cats actually doing that game besides beat up on a bad O-line? Oh, Drake May's the beast, decent MP. Fuck you. No way.
all right, finally, Rams Bears, who wins?
America. What a football game.
Can't wait for that game. I'll be watching that game with Degenerate and my brother. So.
Oh, good. I wish I could make it. That's
awesome.
Time, yeah. You know, if he's not too afraid of me when I make it to South Florida, I hope we can hang out.
Yeah.
I hope he understands I won't want to hit. But I'll drink with him. That's fine. Anyways, I'm so bad. I'm gonna say the Rams on the strength of experience and nothing else.
Okay. Now I am speaking a little bit because my wife's on the way home and she needs me in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna try to do fast as I can.
Giggity. Anyway.
Yeah, she's coming. She's not feeling well today. She needs to talk to me. So let's speak through these next 2 segments real quick. All right, vacant jobs. There are 9 jobs available. We'll go 9-1. 9th best job of the bunch.
Okay, so for clarity, and this is so many. I hate to do this to you because I know you're in a rush, but can we list them? It's Arizona. Okay. Go ahead.
It's Baltimore, New York, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Vegas, Cleveland, Tennessee, Arizona, and Miami.
Okay, number 9 is Arizona.
Okay,
I know people will want to say Vegas. It's Arizona because look at that fucking division. Oh my God. You got to try to rebuild in that. Good luck.
Yeah. I'm almost ready on that one.
Yeah.
No, we'll go 9-9-9-8 anyway up there. 9 for me is the Dolphins. For one reason, whoever takes that job has to have a long leash, because the Tua contract, because of the freaking Tyreek Hill contract, they are capped to hell, and the Tua thing I already told you guys.
Well,
$99 million.
Tyreek's going to retire, basically.
Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know.
The Waddle contract's a problem.
They got a lot of cap issues, so who takes that job needs a long leash. So, all right, 8 for you.
8 for me is Vegas.
Okay.
You're in that division with Sean. When you arrive, you might still be the worst coach in the division, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Harbaugh, Reed, and Peyton. Shit.
Yeah. 8 for me is the Cardinals. For everything you just said. And only that, they're impatient. That's a problem. They're very impatient. The last couple coaches have had either 2 years or 1 year.
Well, I say I get why they passed on the other one, and they're not impatient as much as they're desperate. That's what I'll say.
Right. 7.
Dolphins. That division is, as they say, but that division is terrible. It gives them some wiggle room, but there is literally no defense in that cupboard, and you have to completely rebuild that. Yeah. Regardless of what you decide with Tua, you have basically, it hasn't been this bad since tanking for Tua, ironically.
Right. 7 is the Titans for me. Not again, new stadium coming in. You got a young quarterback. Nowhere to go up at this point, but you get a patient front office. We'll see. But Tennessee job is 7th best job right now available. 6.
Titans, because I think they realized they fucked up getting rid of Rabel in the first place, and they're in a division that's upticking, and you need to catch up. The AFC South arms race has you at last right now. Though you do have Cam Ward, you need to protect him and get weapons. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. 6 for me is the Browns. Great fan base, obviously. You have to be loyal for that fucking thing. Shador, the big question mark. They're just talent there. There's Myles Garrett. The ownership group has shown some patience. I mean, it gave Dave Stefanski 6 years, actually. Impressive. But we'll see if the new guy get the same amount of patience too as well. But I think it's a good job, actually. If the front office is not metal, it's not a bad job, actually. So, all right, 5.
And remaining is 3 AFC North teams, New York and who? I'm forgetting the 5th.
So yeah, Baltimore, Giants, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Vegas.
I'm going to put Atlanta at 5. I know their divisions, but like, you don't know what you're getting. The fraud cons make it difficult. Period.
Yeah. 5 means the Vegas Raiders, and I'll tell you why. So you have Tom Brady's assessment in there.
Who gives a shit?
Hold on. You have playmakers, Brock Bowers. You got Max Crosby. Now we'll see if he's unhappy there long term or not. But there's things there to build on.
No,
obviously, there's players to build on.
No, there's not.
No,
you're building on a tight end and a defensive end. Shut up.
I understand. right, four. Who you got?
Believe it or not, I have the Browns at 4.
Okay.
And you would think it would be rougher with the whole Deshaun Watson situation, but understand you have Myles Garrett, a ridiculous defense. You're in a position where you can, well, I would say you're in a position where you could draft well, but no, wait, you got all those picks from the Jags, right? Granted, they're not as high as you would have liked, but fine. The rebuild opportunity and the healing will begin. I really don't think they should have fired Steichen in the first place.
Yeah.
Or not Steichen. It's
not Steichen. Ricky Morris. No. Who you got again?
Falcons.
That's Falcons. No, who's that again? Browns, right? Stefanski.
Yeah. Stefanski. Thank you. I knew it was.
I think he tanked that job personally. That's my opinion. Go ahead.
That's a great conspiracy theory. I'll fit you for a tinfoil hat later.
Right. Yes. 4 for me is the Falcons. Good owner. Love the owner. I love Arthur Blank. A lot of talent there.
Is there?
Question mark at quarterback, maybe? Question mark? Michael Penix? I don't know.
Unproven. And you still a lot of talent. We keep hearing about how much talent there is allegedly in
worth sticking with for another year or so. Worth sticking. He's talented enough. Is injuries the problem?
Yeah, Michael Penix was my Heisman Trophy winner in the day. I get it.
That's correct. So there's things to work on, and East Division too. Also, Easy Division right now.
Fair.
They might be the best team. It might be the best team. Certainly the most talented team in the division right now, in my opinion. Talent wise, roster wise. So, all right, 3.
Huh? That's fine.
Okay, 3 for you.
Steelers.
Same.
And I'm kind of surprised that they're that high when I really analyze it.
Let me tell you why. But this is why I'm going to agree with you on why they're high. They're going to get a lot. The Roonies. I work for the Roonies. Okay, in my day job, they are patient people. They will work with you. If you do a good job, they will work with you.
And they're a stable organization, first and foremost.
They are the epitome of stable in the NFL. They are the standard of stable. Okay? And Mike Tomlin, again, every coach that's been there, whether it's Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, or even Mike Tomlin.
Can we talk about how stupid it is that somebody winning regularly has that held against them? What the fuck is going on right now?
They got standards. I get it.
No, standards my ass. This is the fans talking
shit. I'm with you on that. By the way, I agree with you, Kyle, on this.
Tomlin didn't get fired. I know you do. Tomlin didn't get fired. He stepped away, or at least the club let him negotiate that. As somebody who was aware of things like this, granted, it's on the UCF space. My sources there told me that when Gus Malzahn parted ways, he had a conversation with the athletic director where he asked him, do they still want me here? Meaning the fans. The answer right now may actually be no in Pittsburgh. And that's so fucking stupid. And you're going to get exactly what you asked for, Steel City.
And when they go 4-13 in 3-4 years, and it's 4-13 and 5-12 and this and that, who knows? There's a world they could be worst team in the division next year. There's a world.
In a world where you don't have Mike
number one, they're already getting old, as is. But
look, shit ton of draft picks, though.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, all left on their own accord. Never fired.
Correct.
All 3 guys.
Accurate.
So the Roonies have a history of staying the course. All right, 2. I feel like I say number 2 and 1. We'll see. Number 2, who you got?
I got the Giants. And the only reason I say the Giants at 2 is because I think the big market, frankly, works against you here. You have a relatively easy division, in my opinion. Though, granted, if the Red Tails, Commanders heal up and do what they're supposed to do, they could be dangerous. But yeah, I see potential that the right guy coming in. I know a lot of people are talking about, or we're talking about John Harbaugh being there. Buddy, let me tell you, I know he's taking a year off and it won't happen. But come on, dude. You know Giants fans, allegedly. Mike Tomlin in that position excites the shit out of you. It's just not.
You're damn right, man. You're damn right. I went Giants well too. You have the quarterback. I mean, let's achieve that. You have talent there. The defense has names, of course, to work with. So there's talent on that roster. You get Malik Neighbors back next year. It's obviously a big market. You know, you win a championship there. You were minted. Look at Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin to this day, and for all the stuff he went through with that team, 2 Super Bowls, he is looked at as a god. So
even with the stuff he did in Jacksonville was super cool.
Exactly. Too. Yes, exactly. So the Giants' job, to me, with everything they have going and the foundation they're putting together right now, they are the second best job right now available. number one is easy. You and I are on the same spot here at the Ravens, right?
Just such a stable organization.
Stable?
You have Lamar Demetrius Jackson, and there were some shortcomings on the roster this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're going to rely on that group to fix it in the offseason. And if I'm wrong, I'm happy to admit it later. But right now, it's hard to say the Ravens aren't the top spot.
And only that, I know that when 8-9 missed the playoffs, next year, they are still Super Bowl contender.
A kick away from making the playoffs with a bad roster.
Right. And whoever takes that job, you are already a Super Bowl contender because of who you have in that roster. That's how it is.
Because of Lamar Demetrius Jackson. Fair enough.
And Derrick Henry. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. One last thing we get you out of here. It's the preview of the college football championship. Indiana, Miami. Who wins?
Indiana's gonna run away with it. Let's be honest. I think it's adorable that your Canes are
My
in this
Canes?
game. I said what I said.
My Canes?
It's because you're a fan of The Rock. I make jokes.
Go Heat.
Say the line.
I just said it. I said go Heat, bitch. You know what? My goal. I gotta make sure I gotta get a soundbite for that on here. Sitting here.
It's about fucking time.
My God.
Anyways.
What am I doing here? Come on.
Go Heat, bitch.
Yeah.
No, listen, I like Mario Cristobal. I personally interacted with him. I like his approach to football and having good trench warfare. For an ACC coach, that's a tough thing to find. It's unfortunate he couldn't win his own fucking conference, but enough on that. I've had my criticism of the Indiana Hoosiers, but Coach Cignetti and that team, by beating Ohio State twice, proved to me that they are this year's benchmark team. Okay, I don't belong here. If you do, beat me. And nobody fucking has yet, EJ Christian.
Yeah.
So give me the Hoosiers to win and hopefully win big.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way also too. I did say initially the winner of Ohio State, Miami wins Danny, but what I saw last week against Oregon, because look, not that I didn't buy it.
It's overrated as shit too. Can we
totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. No, I totally agree with that. But they still beat the fuck out of them though, from start to finish.
Well, they proved how overrated Oregon was. Again, here's the benchmark. If you belong here, show me. And you not only just show me, you show me how exposed you were. Right.
Indiana, I was not 100% in until this past week. I'm like, oh shit, these boys are fucking really good. So, I know it's in Miami, but there's no real home advantage in this thing. There really isn't, because it's a national game.
I'm not going to go that far.
It's gonna be a 50-50 crowd, bro.
I don't know about all that.
Ain't gonna be 80-20. Tell you right now.
Okay, if your version of a neutral site game not being a whole crowd is less than 80-20, it's a pretty fucking high bar, kid.
Right. Having said that, is the U back? At least
settle the fuck down.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
As I know it's become trendy to shit on the SEC and all that, and that's adorable. First of all the jokes I see about the SEC being frauds, where on earth is Ohio State in this conversation? I'll wait. Second, it's really nice to get a cakewalk and walk through the worst division in college football and try to tell me you belonged there. And I will give the U all the credit in the world. Like I said, I'm a Mario Cristobal guy. I respect him. And you're doing the most with the opportunity. Christ knows the SEC has shit the bed standing in your way. And by the way, you know how much I hate using that phrase in analysis, but in this instance, boy, howdy, I can't think of a better way to do it.
You know my favorite name right now to say right now in the world? Cignetti. I like the word Cignetti. The name Cignetti.
You like the enunciation of Cignetti?
It's good. Cignetti. It rolls off well.
If you don't like it, fucking Google it. How about that?
Yeah. Does Cignetti enter the NFL coaching carousel?
I don't have enough evidence to know either way.
Okay.
I'm more confident he does than Freeman. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, his stock, if he wins on Monday, which he believes is going to happen, and me too at this point, his stock is sky. It's already high now. As is. They win on Monday. Indiana.
He'll make noise. He'll leverage himself in a ridiculously open NFL market. Some alum will pay the shit out of him, and we'll move on.
Exactly. Kyle Nash, plug away.
Honor, joy, and privilege earners, Christian. Of course, I am Kyle Nash, student of the game. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at the SOTG. Find my coverage of Oh, yeah, by the way, it's Student of the Game as well on Facebook. Find my coverage of the Jacksonville Jaguars on the Duval Dive podcast and YouTube channel with my personal champion, Travis D. Holmes, as my co-host. Believe Podcast Network as well. Check out my work covering UCF football and basketball. I'll be in action again covering women's basketball here very shortly as well. Make sure you check those things out, as well as my coverage of Orlando Magic basketball, where I once again prove that I have succumbed Ernest Christian in his inferior NBA analysis to me.
Oh my God. Maybe next week or week after, we'll talk some NBA.
Yeah. And listen, joking aside, I'll be back in the swing for hoops. So that could be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. An honor. A joy.
Yeah, man. I loved it. Until next time, class dismissed.